Stop everything, Raider Nation. Something big is brewing behind the scenes, and if it comes to fruition, it could reshape the fortunes of the silver and black in 2025. There's a new storm brewing on three fronts: a shocking trade scenario involving a $120 million wide receiver, veteran names circling Las Vegas, and an experimental, budding line that no one is talking about. Don't blink, because what's coming could be the spark that ignites the next great Raiders era. Brandon Ayuk, the 49ers' $120 million wide receiver, is in the Raiders' crosshairs, and this story could change everything. Get ready, Raiders pushers, because what's about to happen could completely reset the rumor mill for the silver and black offense. The NFL wide receiver market is heating up, and one big name has returned to the sidelines with a vengeance: Brandon Ayuk. And according to reliable league sources, he may be closer to Las Vegas than many realize. Ayuk, who signed a monstrous 4-year extension worth $120 million with the San Francisco 49ers, is now living in a completely different reality. After a serious double knee ligament injury, ACL and MCL, that took him out for practically the entire 2024 season, the future of the California receiver is shrouded in uncertainty. He played only 7 games last year, and even when he was on the field, he didn't perform as expected for someone with a superstar salary. And as if that weren't enough, the Niners have already let go of Deebo Samuel, who was traded to the Commanders. Ayuk is now the team's technical WR1, but technically is the key word here, because behind the scenes, he is far from being considered non-negotiable. That's where the Raiders come in. According to NFL Analysis Network's John Porter, Las Vegas would be the most logical destination for Ayuk, and the arguments make perfect sense. Pete Carroll's current situation is in dire need of a reliable threat on the opposite side of Jacoby Myers, especially with new QB Geno Smith taking over the offensive unit. Ayuk's arrival would provide instant dynamism, and his 2023 numbers, 1,342 yards and 7 touchdowns in 16 games, show exactly what he's capable of when healthy. But let's be honest, that would be a bold move. Ayuk is locked into a huge contract through 2029, and the Raiders just invested high draft picks in 2 young WRs with a lot of potential: Jack Betch, 2nd round, and Dante Thornton, 4th round. Would it be wise to give up draft capital or cap space for a player who's still recovering from injury? On the other hand, what if Ayuk is 100% by September? What if he's actually available at a negotiable price, given the 49ers' rush to restructure their payroll? The Raiders can't just ignore that scenario. The question now is it worth the risk for someone who can immediately change the offensive line? Because if the answer is yes, Las Vegas needs to act fast. The talks could be happening right now, and in the blink of an eye, Brandon Ayuk could be donning a silver and black jersey in 2025. And while we're on the subject of offensive threats, get ready, because 2 big names are still closer to Las Vegas than you think. If the possible arrival of Brandon Ayuk has shaken up the NFL backstage, the scenario doesn't stop there, because even if Ayuk doesn't land in Las Vegas, Plan B, or rather Plans B and C, are just as explosive. 2 veterans with a history of elite production, familiarity with the AFC West, and hunger for prominence are still available on the market, and the Raiders are directly on both of their radars: Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. These 2 names are not only known by the fans, they are respected throughout the league, and now appear as the most realistic options to immediately stimulate the Raiders' wide receiver group. Las Vegas did its part in the draft. It bet on youth and speed with Jack Beck, Dante Thornton, and former QB turned wideout Tommy Mellott. But something is missing: experience, reliability, veteran presence. Jacoby Myers is currently the only winner with a proven impact on the roster. Trey Tucker, Kyle Phillips, and Colin Johnson rounded out the light-duty WR room. Even with Brock Bowers' undeniable talent at TE, it's hard to imagine Geno Smith leading the offense to the next level without a reliable name on the other side. That's where Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper face off in the game. According to Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports, the Raiders are among the top 5 destinations for both receivers. Benjamin argued that the team clearly prioritized the offense this offseason, with the arrival of Geno Smith via trade, the 1st-round pick in Ashton Jeanty, and the development of Bowers. The only thing missing is a veteran WR with pedigree. Cooper, on the other hand, brings a special narrative. Drafted by the Raiders themselves years ago, he knows the franchise and has worked with current QB coach Greg Olson. Despite a shaky 2024 season, 547 yards, 4 TDs between the Browns and Bills, he had 2 consecutive years with 1,100-plus yards before that. The talent is still there. What's missing is the right system. Keenan Allen is even more intriguing. A former Chargers icon, Allen spent 11 seasons being a terror within the division. Last year, even in a disorganized Bears offense and under 3 different offensive coordinators, he totaled 744 yards and 7 touchdowns, maintaining his consistency even in complete chaos. Most importantly, he already has a direct connection with Chris Beatty, the current Raiders WR's coach. The 2 worked together in Chicago and with the Chargers. Raiders. What's more, Allen has reportedly ruled out a possible deal with the Steelers, even after Aaron Rodgers arrived. A return to the Chargers would be a given, and the appeal of joining the dark side of the NFL could be irresistible. The thought of Allen at Allegiant Stadium, wearing the silver and black, terrorizing defenses he already knows like the back of his hand, is almost poetic. If the Raiders want to win in 2025, it's hard to find an addition with more immediate impact than Allen. And with cap space, experience under Pete Carroll, and an aggressive offensive system, everything could be lining up for another big-name addition. But of course, all of this will only work if the foundation is in place, because no star shines without protection. And in the case of the Raiders, the unit that can make it all work is in the most underrated place of all time, the offensive line. And what comes next may surprise you. While the public's eyes are on potential signings of big-name receivers like Brandon Ayuk, Keenan Allen, or Amari Cooper, there's a quiet but absolutely crucial part of this Raiders experience that few are mentioning. But that could be the real key to success in 2025, the experimental line. That's right, no glamour, no headlines, but with huge potential to transform the entire gears of the silver and black offense. For years, this has been an area of concern for Las Vegas, with difficulties in protecting the quarterback, inconsistency in the running game, and lack of identity. But now, that's changing, and quickly. It all starts with a name that has already become a reference within the locker room: Kolton Miller. The left tackle is not only an anchor in the blindside protection, he is the absolute leader of this unit. Combining refined technique, dominant physique, and an aggressive mentality, Miller represents the solidity that every coach dreams of having. But he's not alone. At center, the Raiders may have landed a true gem in the draft, Jackson Powers Johnson, who arrives as one of the most complete prospects in the class. Strong, intelligent, dominant in the ground game, and accurate in pass protection. He has everything to become the heart of this line for many years. Add to that the franchise's concrete attempt to sign experienced guard Alex Kappa, and you begin to see a real scenario of structural evolution in the sector. And here's the secret: Pete Carroll knows how to win in the NFL, and he doesn't do it with fancy plays or crazy bets. He does it by winning in the trenches. With Carroll at the helm, and with a physical and disciplined mentality being implemented since OTAs, it's no exaggeration to say that the Raiders are molding an OL with identity. Young, strong, aggressive, and hungry for respect. In addition, this line is being assembled for something much bigger than protecting Geno Smith. It will be the engine of the running game, and that ties directly into the selection of running back Ashton Jeanty, a first-round pick as an explosive and versatile piece. Carroll wants to run the ball, and to do that, the line needs to open up space, dominate at the point of attack, and allow the offense to sustain itself even in tight games. The truth is, no one is talking about the Raiders as one of the best front courts in the league, and that's exactly what this group wants. They want to be underrated. They want to prove on the field that they're more than just young prospects. They want to dictate the pace, control the clock, and keep Geno Smith on his feet while he connects passes with Bowers, Myers, and who knows, Ayuk or Allen. And when you look at the whole package, an experienced quarterback, a rising star tight end, a talented new running back, potential veteran reinforcements at wide receiver, and now an offensive line that's ready to compete with any defense in the league, one thing becomes clear: the Raiders aren't rebuilding. They're preparing to attack. Raider Nation, if you had to choose one bet to change the team's destiny in 2025, would you bring an impact name like Brandon Ayuk, hire the experience of Keenan Allen, or trust that our offensive line will surprise the NFL? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel, but I will come back later to update you with the latest news from the Raiders.